Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. We need to be very careful. There is a message that was sent to me by one of our brother. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I have this other Zimbabwean friend of mine who is currently, I suspect, might have gone to Russia, and I think that bad things are going to happen to him. I think he went there to fight that war in Ukraine. I only got to find out about this after he had told me. So me and this guy, we started knowing each other from 2014. He used to stay at my parents' house. He was a tenant when he migrated from his country. So he would go around the location doing some piece jobs, and I ended up doing piece jobs with him when I lost my job, because I used to work at this other supermarket, in brackets, Pick and Pay. So I lost my job because they started cutting the staff, and I started to move around with him doing some piece jobs. So we were really close, and then he told me that he had heard that there was this other website where you can go on that website and you can speak with the people, and if you want a job, you can get a job overseas. So he started doing that process, and I was hesitating as South African to go and start working in another country. But I wanted money, and the money that we were being told, like he was the one that was telling me about this money, and it was a lot of cash. And we were told that if you go there, you can just be doing work that is not even hard. You can even be working at a factory. You can be making toy drones. And I did not know that these are the weapons that they are using in that war in Ukraine. So he told me that it was going to be something that is easy. Since he was desperate, he did the application, and then he went to his country, and he called me and he told me that he was going to be flying to Russia, and if I wanted, I should continue. So when he went, I never heard from him again. So deep down, I was feeling betrayed. I was saying that this brother, he has betrayed me. He is now in Europe. Maybe he's already making money, and now he has betrayed me, because I just wanted to find employment on my own. Then I went on a website and I started to make applications, but I did not have a passport. So when I said that I did not have a passport, they said that there is an option for people without passports. I said, hey, what kind of job is this? You can go overseas without a passport. I do not want to end up living in a country illegally. So I said, let me go to ChatGPT, and I opened on ChatGPT and I just asked everything about the applications that I was doing. To my surprise, that was when I was told that it is linked to these other people that are agents, and these people, they are agents. They are going around like the world, and they recruit you if you want to go and fight in that war. Like you go there as if you are going to work in the factory making the toy drones, but when you get there, what you're going to discover is that you are going to be taken straight to the war. You would be fighting in Ukraine. And the other thing is that they can even say, if you want to be a truck driver, you can go and drive trucks there in Russia, but you won't end up driving the trucks. You will be given a soldier's uniform. After being given a soldier's uniform, then you find yourself, you are now in the war. You are fighting the war. So this guy, I do not know if he is in Russia or if he is in his country, but he definitely called me. He even made a video call and he showed it to me, and he said that he is on his way. He is going to get into the plane so that he can go to Russia. I don't know his surname, and I wish that he was on my Facebook. Maybe if I was friends with him on Facebook, maybe I was going to tell you his real name. The only name that I know is Love More. That is all that I know. So I just want fellow South Africans and other people that are struggling to know that you can even get recruited and you can go to Europe, but you end up fighting on the other side. Because when I made my own research, I then found out that this company that was hiring, this company, it hires online, but it is an agent and they will take you there to Russia. They want truck drivers and they will say that they want even people without experience to work in Europe, and you will be working at a factory making even toy drones, but then you find out that these are drones that are weapons that you'll be making, and maybe you will be also going and fighting, and this is what is happening. So I just wanted people to know. When you post, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. This is really scary. Let us try to talk about this. Have you ever tried those agents that tell you that you can get a job in Russia? If so, what happened? Did you try to apply for the job? What did you do exactly? Then there is another message that was sent to me. This message that was sent to me, it reads like this: hello brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I have come here because I used to have some symptoms and I was suffering from what they call in our country hlozi. So there were some other things that were supposed to be done in order for this suffering to go away. So I then went to this other traditional healer who stayed in our location. That woman, she has since passed away, but I curse that woman every day because she is the one who brought me to know more about these satanic things. If I had never known that woman, my life was going to be okay, even though I had this spirit of my ancestor that was giving me problems. But at least I had a job because I was already working, and me working, I was able to take care of my family with the little money that I have. Now I own a company. We usually do consultation with companies that would have gotten tenders. So if they want to consult, they come to guys like me. I make money and I get paid by the bag, but still I am unable to use that money to take care on any of my relatives. I would rather go and spend that money with these girls that you call your slay queens, blow money on them, because when I sleep with them, I also take good luck from those women. So this is what this woman told me. I went to him and I said, I have been suffering. You know me. My mom used to go with me to church, and there was one time when my mom told me that you told her that what was wrong with me, it was not just a normal sickness as she was being told by the doctors, but it was because of my hlozi that has been troubling me, that want me to do all the proper ceremonies so that it can live with me in the same body, for it was fighting to have space in my body, and my body was refusing to accept my ancestors. So that is why I was always sick like that, because in class I might be looking at the teacher writing on the whiteboard, but then I'll start to see other things that will be in front of my eyes, and I'll start to cry and scream because I would be seeing things that are so scary. There were days when I would return back home with my white shirt full of blood because I'll start to bleed from the nose quite a lot. And this was all happening, and as a family we did not know. But one day my mom, she met up with that traditional healer, and the traditional healer told her that your son, the problem is that your son has this spirit that is living inside of him, and you are supposed to do a ceremony. My mom did not say anything because she was a Christian. She said it is demonic. when I was all grown up, I would try to get a job. I'll get so lucky, like even when I would be walking, a white person will just stop his car and ask me if I want a job. I will go and I would work for that white person. And when I would be working for that white person, things will start to go so bad, so much that that man will start to accuse me sometimes of me trying to steal stuff from him. There was even one white person who even got me arrested, but later on he then found his wallet. I had done a piece job, and when he was taking me back to the location, he then said, "Did you steal anything from me? I cannot find my wallet." He drove with me straight to the police station. I slept at the police station. I even have a docket that was opened up, and I was even crying because I did not even steal the wallet. And later on, that was when I heard that this man, he found his wallet, and he found his wallet. It was in his bedroom, meaning that I never stole. That guy, he never even come to apologize. His lawyer was the one that came to me and spoke with me and said that the man had just made a mistake. And I was only given the money for the piece job, and I was given a 300 rand on top. And it was really painful. I do not want to lie to you. So these things, they were being caused by my ancestors that were fighting with me. I then went to that traditional healer. After I had given up, I almost nearly killed myself because of that. And then that traditional healer then said that, you see, when I look at you, you are someone that is troubled. Your spirit has no rest, and you can't find rest at all because your spirit is going through much trouble. And in order for that to be sorted out, you need to do ukuthwala, and you are supposed to sacrifice some blood. And this blood that you're going to sacrifice, you are going to choose whatever that you want, and you can have the blood of a chicken, a cow, or even maybe if you can afford anything that you want, you can sacrifice two things at the same time so that you can become rich. I was then told that without these things, I was always going to be poor. I was never going to be able to have a good life because of my ancestors. They were blocking me, and you can never do ukuthwala without you using blood. And that is what I was told. And at that time, when I was told that in order for me to become rich, as someone that already had Itlozi that was living inside of him, I had to do these blood rituals. I agreed. I then raised money. I was so broke, guys. When I told you that I raised money, it took me 1 month to raise money to buy a chicken. I then went back to that woman and I said, this is the money that I now have, and I don't know if you are able to assist me. She then sold the chicken to me. It was a white chicken, and then I was told to go at the back of the house. So at the back of the house, there was a place where they did the sacrifices to those that wanted to do ukuthwala. So I then sacrificed the chicken, and then she came. She told me to dip my finger into the blood of that chicken and to lick that blood. After I had done that, I was told that this was going to bring money into my life. And after that, I was then given a bottle. This bottle that I was given, I was told that inside of it there was some muti that was inside, and this muti, it attracts money, and it will attract people that have money so that they can come to me. And wherever I go to, I am supposed to go with this bottle so that I can become the center of attraction wherever I would be. I then took it and I returned back home. She then told me that I was supposed to find 100 rand. I then got 100 rand and I went and I gave it to him, for she told me that in order for me to become rich, I was supposed to give her some money. Without money, she said, these charms are not going to work. So I had to pay her at least something. And since I could not afford anything, she said that she was going to make it easy on me, and all that she wanted from me, since I was a child from the same location that she knew, and she knew all about my spiritual problems. I then took that bottle and I went with it and I started to make money. I started a small business. Then after that, I had an idea because I once dated this other girl. She was very smart. So I spoke with him and I asked her what exactly she would suggest, what kind of a business that I was supposed to do. She then told me that the business that I could do was maybe a consultation business. And I said, I don't know who is going to consult with me because I did not go anywhere far with school. She then said, you find people that are professionals. So then I opened an office. I was even telling myself that I'm crazy. I went, into the CBD where the offices are expensive. I then used the money that I had gotten and I rented out one office. It was a small office with a nice reception area. And then with the offices, it was 2 offices. And then I started to buy some office furniture. And one day I was just sitting by the reception. I was laughing at myself and I was looking at the bottle that I had been given by the traditional healer, saying that I'm really foolish to believe in all of this stuff. And then I saw a white guy that walked into the office. So this man then asked me if I was a real estate agent, because they were looking to hire like an office space. And I said no. And then he asked me what kind of a business I was doing. And then I just said, we do consultation. And he asked me what type of consultation. I did not know anything about even the business that I was running. And he said, do you have a business card so that maybe we can talk later on? And I had to write on the piece of paper because I had not even thought about anything. Later on, the guy told me that he dealt with other black people. White people, they put black people in front, especially if there are things that have to do with tenders. They know that it is hot stuff, so they do not want to touch the tenders directly. They would rather be a subcontract to a black guy who would be getting the tenders because they don't want to touch that because of the corruption. So he told me that he does those things. He has a construction company, and that is how I started to consult. Even the first job that I got, I did not even know what were we even doing because there was a company that came, so I had to run around. I got a guy who was an electrician who was from Zim. Then I got another one who was a quantity surveyor, and they were the ones that were talking with those people. As for me, I was even confused. I did not even know anything. Then we went to the place where they were going to be building a road and to maintain a road. I was just there as the boss, just playing with my phone and just nodding my head, pretending as if I understood what they were talking about, but I was really lost. And when they said that they wanted an invoice, I did not even know how much to charge them. And then the Zim guy said that we were going to charge them 780K. I said, okay, for what? And he told me that we were going to be the ones that were going to do all the surveying and some other stuff. And that is the first contract that we got. From there on, business started flowing, and it was flowing, and we were making money until this very day. But what really hurts me is that I have money. I have one of my uncle who used to love me. He used to work in the mines. We would only see him once, and whenever he would come, he would make sure that he would have bought toys for me. He even bought me my first bicycle, and he even taught me how to ride that bicycle. That uncle of mine, he died, and then I saw in the dream that I am the one that killed him. I had blood all over my hands, and when I started to ask myself, what happened? Did I just kill someone? And then I had a voice saying that you have killed me. And I saw that it was my uncle, but he was resting with his ancestors. I regret the day when I went to consult with that traditional healer. Truly speaking, I regret. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our DM brother. Let us try to talk with our brother in the comment section. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Yo.